I spent the last month in Iran, so here are 10 tips what you need to know before you go to Iran. Iran is safe. Now you will hear a lot of things. It's radical, they're all extremists, they like to burn flags. The country is extremely safe. I've been in the north, I've been in the south, I've been in the east, I've been in the west. I've seen everything. It is safe. A lot of times I felt safer in Iran than here in Germany. So absolutely nothing to worry. People are just so nice and friendly. It's absolutely safe. You will most likely need a visa. So there's two options. You can either apply online, the e-visa, or you can do it on arrival. Now, side note, my e-visa got rejected before, but apparently this happens to a lot of solo travelers. So if this happens to you as well, don't worry, you can get your visa on arrival there as well. It's usually not a problem. If you do it online, you can do it with a travel agency. Usually that goes through very quickly. Just a side note, when you apply for the visa on arrival, you need to have your hotel reservation booked because they're gonna call it. And also you should know your rough itinerary because they're gonna ask you that. And also, be aware that they ask you about your job. Again, not a problem to get a visa. Just bear in mind that you have to watch out for these little things. The country is usually very cheap for us right now to travel, especially when you bring US dollars or euros. Don't be confused by the exchange rate. There's an official one by the Iranian government, and that's also what you're going to see on Google. But that's not the real one. It's actually way, way cheaper when you go into the country. So all the exchange offices there, you can have it for a way better rate. So don't be confused, because in the beginning, you're going to type it into Google and you see, wait, they gave me way more money for the dollars or euros that I gave them. That's because the unofficial, the black market exchange rate is way better for us foreigners. You have to bring cash to the country. All the cash you think you're going to need there, because your credit cards are not going to work there. So you got to bring a lot of cash and exchange it to their exchange rate. Now there's two options. Either you carry around your US dollars, euros with you, or you get an Iranian credit card. That's what I did. I used MaCard, worked out smooth. It costs 19 euros. They give you an Iranian credit card. They change your money, put that on the credit card, and then you just carry around the credit card. You have a PIN. All works out smooth, and cards are accepted everywhere in Iran. It's fantastic. Side note here, if you get the credit card, they're gonna ask you for the PIN all the time. Now that's very common in Iran, so you can just tell them your PIN, very normal. You don't have to worry that they're gonna steal it. And also you might wanna learn the numbers, how they write them in Farsi, so you actually know how much you're paying. It's safe and really there's nothing to worry, but there's still some rules you have to watch out for. So one example is women always have to wear the headscarf. Another thing is women should not show their figures, so your jacket should go at least over your butt. Also be careful when taking pictures, especially of official buildings. That's not allowed, and you can easily be labeled as a spy, and believe me, you don't want to be labeled as a spy. Modern and transportation is really super easy. You can just book your bus tickets online, or you go to the bus station, absolutely no problem. In the cities, you have the option to use Snap. That's their Uber. Just ask someone to help you setting it up. For Apple users, it's all in Farsi, but you can still figure it out and manage it. And it's really super, super cheap way to get around and super, super easy. So don't worry about transportation. Know a few words in Farsi. I mean, when you go to a country, there's just a few words you should always know. One of them is hello, which is salam in Farsi. Another one is thank you, which is merci in Farsi. Another word I found really useful is Ali, which means it's great. So they're gonna ask you, how do you find Iran? How are you gonna find Tehran? And the best is when you can always say Iran, Ali. They're gonna love it, and you're immediately gonna be best friends with them. So these three words, salam, hello, merci, thank you, Ali, great, and you'll be set up for your first days in Iran. Understand the concept of taraf. Now this is super important because a lot of people are gonna offer you things. The thing in Iran is they not always mean it, and this is very important. Otherwise, you kind of exploit the people and you don't want that. So there could be the situation that you're in the cab from the airport into the city, and at the end you wanna pay, and the cab driver is gonna say, no thank you, you're our guest. Now us, as very direct Germans, Europeans, Westerners, we would think, oh, his offer is genuine. And we would say thank you and get out. Not in Iran. This is very common to show respect. You would, in the beginning, offer stuff that maybe you don't really mean. So the correct answer would be, no, really, I insist. He might even say it again. No, you're our guest. The correct way, again, is to say, no, I insist. If he offers 3 times, you know the offer is genuine and he means it. And then you can accept. If it's only 1 or 2 times, don't accept it. They might run after you and ask you for the money, which has happened to a friend of mine in Iran. Do a free walking tour. This is the best way to understand the culture and the way of how a city works. And it's perfect for Iran because for a lot of us, it's very foreign. And I thought it was the best way to really understand the country, the people in the beginning. I did it with Persian Walk, which was fantastic. I'm gonna link it below, but there's also other ones. Just check it out. I thought it's the best way to explore a city in Iran. And last, say yes to the people. Say yes to the people and let them amaze you. They're gonna offer to have you at their home, cook dinner for you. Say yes to it. People are so amazing and friendly. They're very welcoming. They're happy to show you around. And that's really the best part about Iran. So say yes to the people. Let them take you into their culture and let them amaze you. Before going to the airport, I decided to take one last stroll through Tehran. I remembered when I just arrived, how unfamiliar everything was, how excited, yet also a bit cautious I was. It all seemed like forever ago. This country changed me. I was lucky enough to meet amazing and kind people who allowed me to discover their culture in their homes. Strangers that I can now call friends. They allowed me to see the pain that this country is in, the struggle of not always being able to say what you believe, not always being able to act like you want. This all matured me, made me think about my privileges, the prejudices we all have about certain places, certain people. But most of all, it showed me the beautiful side of being human, of making those real encounters with people. The best about my travels is meeting people and having those real connections. The worst about my travels is saying goodbye to those people.